Hi everyone, I'm Chris Tolstoy and we're back out at our primary residence in Sammamish. We've been on site now for just at 4 months. We're getting ready to finish this thing up, hopefully in the next 2 months. Let's see what happens. But we're super excited with the progress that we've made. We've still had some epic fail moments along the way like we talked about in the first part of this video. We'll talk about some of those epic fail moments again, but we're gonna show you the progress that we've had. We've had some tremendous progress, especially in the last month. All of our sheetrock went up. They started mudding the walls. So now we're just getting ready to finish the sanding off on those walls. We did all the siding just recently within the last couple of weeks. We painted the siding, we've got cedar on. You're gonna see all the things that we've done within the last, 4 months, but really within the last month that we've made a ton of progress. I'm excited to show it to you. Let's go in and check it out. So we're starting in the garage, and honestly, this is one of my favorite things about the property right now because I haven't had a garage in almost a decade. And you can see we went to the full extent of sheetrocking, which not a lot of people do, but I'm figuring it's basically like a new construction home. Let's throw some sheetrock in. Let's make it really nice. This is all new construction from basically this point out to the front of the garage. And as we walk in here, this is where our addition started taking place, right into like about 3 feet in front of me and back. So I'll walk you now into the mudroom and I'll show you what we've done in our mudroom. Extra wide door coming out of the garage into our mudroom. This is a brand new space that we didn't have before. I call it a mudroom. Some people call it a utility room. We're gonna have washer dryer in here. We're gonna have counter space. We're gonna have a bench to take off your shoes, plenty of shoe storage. This is gonna be nice. Before, it was in a cramped closet that was about 4 by 4, so I'm super excited about this space, and I know April is too. We'll start to walk in this way. Again, all of this section is my favorite part because it's all new. We didn't have the garage before. Now we have a whole converted space that's been converted into spaces that we didn't have before, starting with a powder room on this side. And as we come around the corner here, we're actually gonna be walking into our future office. We were cramped up in a very small office before. It was a bedroom that was about an 8 by 10. We decided to add this office space for April and I to work out of when we're at home. Someone could ultimately convert this into a bedroom on down the road, but we wanted an office space with a separate entrance. We're gonna have a separate patio out there. So if someone does come over who's a client of ours, or some of the people that we work with, they'll be able to come right here to our front door and pop right into our office. Now let's go check out the rest of the house. We're now in the dining room kitchen area. And before, where I'm standing, if you remember from that first video, this was the original kitchen. We've flip-flopped this whole plan. Kitchen's gonna go over here, behind us there, and then the dining room's gonna be set in right in this space here. A lot more open than it used to be. We had a wall that blocked this entire space off, and basically we felt like we were in our own separate room back there. Now, as you can see, everything's opened up. A Frank Lloyd Wright or mid-century modern theme. And so one thing that you'll notice, the ceilings didn't get raised up. You'll see in a lot of modern homes, tall ceilings. We decided not to rip our whole roof off. We kept the roof on and saved us about $80,000, believe it or not. And I'm like, you know what, if we're gonna go with mid-century modern, let's stick with the lower ceilings. I mean, I think people are gonna appreciate the design. I know I am, because really that is an era that resonates with me. And honestly, April and I were talking about, it's like, we love the modern feel, and modern is supposed to be more of an intimate space rather than these big open spaces that you see today. We still have a lot of natural light coming in here. We're now in our, what we're gonna call like a reading nook or a soft seating area. We don't know exactly how we're gonna design this yet, but we just opened it up. We put a large window in here so we have all that natural light coming in that we didn't have before. And then over here is our entertainment space. I'm planning on a massive sectional, cozy space where we can just cozy up, watch some TV, football on Sundays, chill and relax with our family, hang out. I'm super excited about this space because we're now all connected. That is the modernness that brings us together. All spaces are connected rather than segmented like they were back in the 70s, which is what we were living in before. Let's go check out the back half here now. And we're gonna come into our primary bedroom. which again, like I've already had some feedback. They're like, man, your primary bedroom shrunk a little bit. And actually it did. But what we did was created a full-on master ensuite bathroom with this bedroom. We're gonna have a built-in closet, not a walk-in closet, on this side over here. Our bed's gonna go here. Just enough space for a couple of nightstands. Plenty of light coming in. We put a couple of new windows here. We put a slider in for Cash the dog to run outside. And then we're gonna have our bathroom coming in here, dual vanity, walk-in shower, put a brand new skylight in, and then small water closet right there. One thing that I want to point out, just so people have like a visual on this, so we're not actually going to be doing any type of texture. A lot of homes that you go into, you see like an orange pill texture, or there's a lot of dots all over your wall. This is going to be a smooth finish. So takes extra time, but it looks really good. When you see a modern home that has a smooth finish wall, to me, like, that's the best route. Now, not everyone does that because of the extra time, but we decided to go to the extra mile and finish it off like that. So our sheetrocking has been taking about an extra week over the normal time frame because of this, what they call level 4 finish or smooth wall. Let's go check this out back here now. Right now, coming out of the primary bedroom, we're coming down this hallway, which we've always had. This is all kind of an existing space, but this space that was converted from our utility room, which housed our HVAC system, water heater, is now a full-size bathroom. It's gonna be awesome. We actually put a solo tube in there, which, believe it or not, if you ever wanna add extra light into your home, is a great way to go. It was only about $1,000 with install, and it brings in so much light, which you're gonna see in a little while. So just a tip for you, if you're looking to bring natural light in, that's something that you could look at. Solo tubes are a great addition. We did pick up an extra closet, which is way bigger than the closet that we had before in the old house. And now we're in one of the bedrooms that we had previously. Not a lot has changed, but I do want to point out a couple of things. Window design, we decided that we were going to go ahead and do some millwork around all these windows, even in the interior. You could opt at this point for sheetrock. We decided to not do sheetrock wrapped windows, but do actual millwork all the way around these, which I think is going to turn out really nice. And we did add 2 new windows in here versus just the one that was in here to pick up more light. And then this is now another bedroom, which we're still trying to figure out what we're going to do with it. Even our designer was on site yesterday and she's like, wow, this bedroom is really small. And I'm like, it's the same size it was before. We just all kind of laughed because April and I used to basically be posted up here for our office. And we're still trying to figure out how it's going to work for a bedroom, but it's going to work. Someone might have a little twin bed in here, but I don't know what's going to happen. But this is the space that we used to be in, and now we have a lot bigger office. All right, so now let's wrap up and start talking about some of our epic fail moments that we've had throughout the last few months. So as we talked about during our last shoot, we had some definite epic fail moments. I would say that the ones that I'm going to talk about today are probably not as extreme, and some people probably would have predicted these, and they're laughing at me still because they've even said, yeah, I told you that was probably going to happen. But now that we're here, I'm like, I'm just rolling with it. Everything's rolling. We're going to be in our house hopefully in the next 2 months. So even though these epic fail moments are there, they're going to be in any project you do, and hopefully you all learn from some of these epic fail moments. So the first one I want to talk about is time. I had originally projected that I could do this project in about 4 months. If it was 4 months, I'd be done. April and I would be moved back in. I would be managing the day-to-day logistics of this project. We are on track for a normal remodel, which is about 6 months typically. Some people can do it a lot faster if they have a full-on crew and probably a general contractor who's more experienced than me, but we're on track for about 6 months. The big setback that we had, and I think the learning moment, was we had a contractor who was our electrician, unfortunately ended up with stage 4 cancer. It set him back about a month, which pushed our project back. I looked at him and I said, man, I want to hang in there with you. I don't want to give this job to anyone else at this point. So we decided to just hang in there, delay our project a little bit, and allow him to come in and do the electrical work when he was ready for it. So I think the learning was, yeah, I could have had another contractor. I could have bid it out with a couple of other electricians, which I looked at. But the reality is, it's like, you know what, an extra month, still be quote unquote on time, which everyone said that it would take me 6 months. I'm okay with it. But always look at having multiple contractors in your network. Then the second one that I want to talk to you about is all of the exterior stuff in the remodel, we kind of overlooked. We didn't think about. Even our designer didn't bring it up to us. We have all new siding, we have siding design, we have a patio out back that we're still not even sure exactly what we're gonna do yet. All the landscaping, all the things that come with a normal new construction project, but also a remodel, we didn't even start thinking about it until about a month ago. We're like, what are we gonna do? And so we really had to like sit down and go back to the drawing board and say, what are we gonna do about paint colors? What are we gonna do about the siding texture? What, are we gonna put cedar on? Or are we not gonna put cedar on? So all those things that really we weren't thinking about before, like we had to basically stop for like 2 weeks doing our normal day-to-day work and figure out what we're gonna be doing outside in the house. And then the last thing that I wanna talk to you about, anytime you're managing a project like this and you get too many people involved all at once, you're gonna have a mess. Since our electrician was set back by a month, I was cramming way too many trades in here, and I didn't know who was doing what, or leaving a mess like they were leaving, or when they were coming or going, but it got really messy here, quick. And no one wanted to pick up their mess because they were all blaming each other, and no one really took any ownership. So I had to take a step back, figure out what was going on, come in here, clean it up myself for about a day and a half, get things set and organized again for the new trades to come in, and that was when the sheetrockers were coming in. And I realized, I'm like, I probably should have just slowed down. The reality is, if I would have slowed down, I wouldn't have had to go pick up everyone else's mess. But that's my lesson learned. Again, I know general contractors will pile as many people in there as they can. I'm looking at it now thinking, I probably wouldn't do that again. I want to bring one person in at a time or 2 people in at a time so they can all pick up and keep things organized rather than me coming in to pick it up for them. So those are the 3 big moments that I had over the last 3.5 months since our first episode. And you know, to be honest with you, I've learned a ton. I hope all of this information helps you out if you're planning a remodel. Like we said, we get the question all the time on our first video. Should we remodel our house or should we just buy a new one? I'm still on the fence. Maybe by the 3rd part of this video series, I'll let you know what I'm thinking, but right now I'm still on the fence. We're super excited to have you back out in hopefully about 2.5 months, and we might not be completely done on the outside, but hopefully we'll at least move back in where we can show you what we've finished up. So thanks for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit subscribe now, check it out. And if you have any feedback or comments, we'd love to hear them. Thanks for everything and hope to see you on the next video.